a homeless drug addict, and this self-made multimillionaire. What if I told you that they are the same person? He used to live on the streets of Skid Row, which is one of the worst places for homeless people. Imagine, with no hope for a better future, now he runs a business that started with a brilliant idea and makes tens of millions of dollars. He was born in Toledo, Ohio, a small rural town, and had a difficult childhood filled with violence, sexual abuse, and neglect. His parents were immigrants. Neither spoke English very well, and they were simply unprepared to be parents. At the age of 10 years old, he was already running around older kids in the neighborhood, trying to take puffs off their joints. His childhood was troubled, and he left school without any qualifications. He was arrested for vandalism and shoplifting many times. In 1992, age 21, with less than $1,000 to his name, he moved to Los Angeles with dreams of becoming a movie star. Khalil Rafati overdosed on heroin for the 9th time. The paramedics worked hard to save his life. He was a drug addict who slept rough on the streets of Los Angeles. He was brought back from the dead after the medical team gave him an electric shock with a defibrillator. Back in 2003, when Khalil was 33 years old, this happened. He was also hooked on crack cocaine. He was only 109 pounds and had ulcers all over his skin. Khalil says, "I was arrested so many times for heroin and other drug crimes that I can't remember them all. Totally messed up. I was always in so much pain that I couldn't sleep." Khalil had tried to stop using heroin before and failed, but he says that after his 9th overdose, he finally understood that he had to change his life to save it. So he spent 4 months in a rehab center and hasn't used drugs since. The changes in his life began. He worked at 2 rehab centers in Malibu. He washed cars, walked dogs, and did gardening work. He worked hard 7 days a week, 16 hours a day for many years. He saved up money, and he was ready to start his own business. Khalil says this is on his website. "I was still smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, eating junk food and drinking copious amounts of coffee and energy drinks. I always felt completely drained and devoid of energy. Depression was a constant." More on Khalil. "I was soon introduced to juicing and superfoods by a friend of mine. The results were remarkable and instantaneous. I began to feel alive again, my anxiety quickly replaced by excitement and a renewed lust for life. I started getting more and more adventurous in my kitchen, trying to find a way to make all these amazing natural remedies more palatable, even craveable, so they would be a part of my daily routine that I looked forward to." Khalil rented a house and opened Riviera Recovery, his own rehab center, in 2007. Clients paid $10,000 a month to stay at the center. Khalil would make strange juices for these people, like the Wolverine, which was a mix of banana, maca powder, royal jelly, and pollen. People outside the building heard about how good these drinks were and started calling in to buy them. Realizing that there was enough demand to set up a separate business, in 2011, Khalil launched Sun Life Organics, together with his best friend and then girlfriend. Funding the business from savings, the first branch opened in Malibu. Khalil says it was an instant success with sales of $1 million in its first year. Today, the business employs more than 200 people across its 11 outlets. Their annual revenue is $38 million. In addition to juices, it now sells a range of food and clothes, such as t-shirts and hoodies. Rob Nazara, an analyst at Deutsche Bank in New York, says Khalil's story shows real strength of character. No matter what the educational or professional background someone may have, the success of an entrepreneur is driven by grit, determination, and ambition, he says. Khalil has also started other businesses like the Malibu Yoga Center. He wrote a bestseller book, I Forgot to Die. The book is an incredible true story of pain, suffering, addiction, and redemption, and how one man ultimately conquered his demons and wrote himself a new life story. Let's end this video with Khalil's own words. "I'm a high school dropout. I'm a convicted felon. I can't spell, I can't type. I was homeless. Whatever it is you're suffering from, you can change. You can change in such a profound way that within a short period of time, you won't even recognize yourself anymore." What do you think about this story? Are you ready to make a change in your life? Were you motivated by Khalil's history? Please leave a comment with your thoughts. That's all for now. See you in the next one.